it's been a while, and a lot's changed. A lot's happened. I think the last time I was on here was my post-op, actually, or it might have been before I had my operation. Um, that all went well. I'm still on the path of recovery. I still haven't got complete dorsal and plantar flexion yet, although I've built strength back up. I can handle a large amount of load or weight on top of it, but I do struggle with any explosive movements, jumping, running, anything like that. Seem to be my biggest problem. But other than that, I'm pretty alright. But what's changed? Actually, a lot. I've completely changed up my goals. I know at the start of the year I wanted to compete in bodybuilding, cut down, lose some weight. I've done none of that. Most of the goals I set for start of the year have changed. I'm pretty sure. The biggest thing is I'm no longer doing bodybuilding. I have found a new passion, which is I've always liked this, but I've never thought about it as, yeah, I'll compete and do this. I had my first novice powerlifting competition a couple weeks ago, actually, and it went amazing. I got a 577.5 kilo total from that, and I'll put some clips over top of this while I'm talking, but basically I jumped in short notice. I had 4 weeks, 4 weeks to really try to actually train for it. I never have trained powerlifting specific or anything like that, so I gave myself 4 weeks, and I like to think it all went well, actually. I ended up adding 20 kgs onto my squat and my deadlift, and an extra 7.5 onto my bench, which is my weakest movement. As I've never been an upper body focused person, I've always been a lower body focus, which is why my deadlift and my squat seem to be significantly higher than my bench. But I'm really happy with my performance on the day, and I absolutely loved it. The atmosphere is amazing. The feeling when you're on the bar and under it, just, I can't even explain how it feels. It was a really satisfying feeling, and now I believe I'm going to keep working towards that path. And so this is where we start. I've actually planned to do another one in November. So I'm hoping to track along that. I've made up 3 blocks within the time period from starting tomorrow is when I'll get back into the gym to the comp day, hopefully. So there hasn't been a date released specifically. I just know it's in November. So I'm hoping it's somewhere that's not too far for me to go, hoping it's somewhat local to an extent, just so I can hopefully do that. If it is too far away, I probably won't do it, but we're not going to think about that right now. I'm really hoping to go towards that. But yeah, I've got a split kind of made up, a little bit of a rough idea. It is a big learning thing for me, and I know some people would probably encourage me to go and get a coach, but this is a big learning thing for me as well. So as, I don't know if some of you know, I am also a personal trainer. I recently started out this year, and although I have the qualifications for it, I am still underqualified to be a good or a great personal trainer. I do believe I can help people, but more for generalized training, nothing sports specific or anything like that. I am good for the generalized stuff. And so for me, putting myself through a whole powerlifting prep myself, writing my own program, playing around with things and learning things, for me, that's going to be a way for me to learn kind of the ins and outs of things, what works well, what doesn't work well. That way, if it ever comes to it, I'd love to hopefully train clients within that competition as well to go into powerlifting And if I've gone through it myself, I'll have a lot more knowledge. Especially making the programs myself, I feel like I'll learn a lot more designing and creating it all for myself rather than having someone else give everything to me. So that's one of the reasons as well, as to why I haven't gotten a coach. Sorry. So yeah, that's kind of the first step. I'm currently competing in the 120 category weight class. I will probably stay in that weight category for this next competition, but I'm hoping to drop some weight for it and possibly compete next year. Like, I've planned to hopefully go next year into a regional competition and hopefully qualify for nationals. I'm hoping for that one to be in the weight category down, which is the 105 kg category. And that's more because, like, I don't want to be absolutely shredded and lean, but I would like to feel good about myself. This is one of the reasons as well why I've gone to powerlifting over bodybuilding, is I've always struggled with my eating. I have had a lot of yo-yo diets, I guess. Well, not yo-yo, but like I've had a lot of ups and downs. So I'll pop in here. So this is basically when I first started in the gym, a little bit close to. I don't have anything from the exact time I started. And then this was after near the end of my first cut, I guess. And then afterwards, I kind of just spiraled out, bulked up again, put on a lot of weight, and then was just going up and down a lot. And then last year, I decided I was going to cut again, and I got down to a pretty good spot. I thought, now that I look back on it, I think my physique wasn't too bad. But at the time I wasn't happy with it. I had lost the weight too fast, in my opinion, and I had. And so I decided to bulk, and that went on for a very long time. And I'll have moments where I'll plan out my meals and stuff like that and try to follow a plan. But it's very easy to fall out of it. Especially, it's a big mental thing for me that I've always struggled, is if there's food, I'll eat it, pretty much. So going out with people, I always overeat. Even when I'm completely full, I'll still eat more. So that's one of my biggest problems, and that is something I am still trying to deal with and get over. But starting from next week, I have organised some calorie counting and stuff like that, because this is what my physique currently looks like. I'm sitting at 119.9 kilos as of this morning, and yeah, I would definitely like to drop that down. Although I'm strong, I've got a lot of power behind me. I do have some muscle on me as well. I also have a large amount of fat, and for me, being a personal trainer as well, you kind of want to look the part as well, to play the part. It's kind of like, it's kind of like the whole standard, whereas how can I expect people to take my advice and follow along the plans I give them if I can't even do it myself? So that's quite important for me, is I really want to be able to achieve that. And I think with doing powerlifting over bodybuilding, sorry, I'm rambling a lot, is the fact that I do still have weight categories to reach, but I'm not planning on competing in a category where I have to be bone dry, extremely low weight, really low fat percentage or anything like that. So for me, it'll be a lot healthier, as I won't have to drop my calories as much. I will still be able to have a little bit more leniency, and enjoy food a little bit more. And if I do slip up, even when it comes to prep, it may not be as bad or anything like that. I do find, for me, mentally and physically, this is the healthier option. As I did want to continue in this line and find something within the gym, something physical that I could compete in and do, as I like to have something to work towards when I'm in the gym. So having a competition to work towards just keeps me more motivated within the gym. I find that's the one thing I'm really good at, is I can stay consistent inside the gym. My training will not falter. I will stick to it day in, day out. It's my eating that's my biggest thing, so that's going to be the hardest thing I'm going to be working on. So I'm hoping to document for you guys at least one video a week, whether that be what I'm eating, how I'm feeling at the moment, little check-ins, what my training is that day. I kind of want to give you guys an insight of everything that I'm going to be doing for this prep, and it'll be quite in-depth if I can, doing as much as I can as well. Hopefully I can find the time to squeeze that in, but that is the big plan. So yeah, this was more just the start of everything, a little bit of an update. I'll come in another day with my training program, my calories and eating and stuff like that. But I also do want you to remember for future videos that anything I say in those videos, when it comes to my eating, my training, that is specific to myself. So when it comes to my eating, I do not recommend you to follow along what I do eat, as that's tailored specifically for my my body, my mass, the foods I enjoy, all those sort of things. You kind of should be following along to what works for you rather than what works for me. Not everyone's macros and calories are the exact same. Everyone is different. Everyone burns calories differently. Everyone has different metabolisms. There's a lot of factors that change when it comes to eating. So just because I have those things, I do not recommend it for everyone else. So yeah, that's basically the start of everything. It is currently, I'm not 100% sure when this video is going up, but as of filming, it is Sunday. Tomorrow is Monday, which will be the start of my training. After my competition, I've taken the week off with training and eating, which I should have just done a deload, but I went in on Monday and started too heavy. And I didn't injure myself, but I didn't give enough time for my muscles to recover and was still in quite a bit of pain. And after that, I kind of decided, yeah, I just need to sit back, relax a little bit, and then we'll get started on Monday. So yeah, that's pretty much the basis of everything. Appreciate everyone so much for coming along and listening in. I hope the journey will be good, and I hope people can join me on that, and support me along the way and stuff like that. I'll really appreciate that. And I'm going to give it 100%. I'm going to make sure, I'm hoping, I've got goals, which I'll talk about for the comp as well. Numbers I'd like to hit, openers, all that sort of stuff that'll come down the line. But thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you around in future videos. See you later.